On this week's show, Michelle visits Normandy Farms in Massachusetts and finds out why this campground is continuously ranked one of the top campgrounds in New England by leading RV and camping surveys. Then, Jeff Johnston shows us how relatively easy it is to install what he considers one of the best RV upgrades to come around in years. Check it out and see if you agree. Also, continuing with RV upgrades, Mark and Don Polk from RV Education 101 show us how to install a practical, retractable screen door. And with the 2020 RV Business Magazine RV of the Year Award Show now in the can, so to speak, we'll wrap up this week's show with a quick look at this growing industry event. Rollin on TV is sponsored by Carefree of Colorado, celebrating over 45 years of RV awning innovation. Closed captioning, where available, is sponsored by Forest River. Begin the journey. And now, let's join Michelle as she talks with Martha Galvin about Normandy Farms and its interesting history.
Hi, Michelle and Laurie, and we're here in Foxborough, Massachusetts to visit one of the top campgrounds in New England. Let's catch up with Marcia Galvin of Normandy Farms Campground.
You came on a weekend that we're having a big rally. So there's lots of stuff going on out there, but I'm going to bump you back a little bit and tell you about the history of Normandy Farms. So our ancestors, we're currently on the 9th generation of Daniel's family. So we've not always been a campground. It was a farm, a working farm back in 1759 when we had, our ancestor came over from Normandy, France. He was...
Oh, hence the name.
Exactly, yep. So, and in fact, my grandfather's name is Norman Daniels. So a lot of people think Normandy is also for my grandfather. So it was kind of a little bit of both.
This place is huge. How many acres does it cover?
We have 100 acres.
100 acres?
Yes. So it started out with 53 acres, and over the course of years and years, we're going to be celebrating 260 years of ownership in 2021. Eventually the farming just kind of went by the wayside back in the 60s. My grandparents were avid campers and there wasn't one in the area. So he thought, well, we can just start a small campground, 25 sites. That's where the campground began. 1971 we opened with just the White House across the street. The pool that's in the backyard, that used to be our childhood pool when we were growing up, and that became the first pool of the park.
Welcome to Normandy Farms.
So this is our registration center, and we do have a gift store, and this is where folks check in. There's a wide variety of items here anything that you need basically when you're camping, sweatshirts, bathing suits, things like that, as well as the grocery items.
Your level of technology is impressive, which it has to be because you've got a big operation here. The registration process, you can actually get your parking passes and do that all and just go right on through.
Exactly. So we've made it automated so that you can, and it's not that we don't want to talk to you, because we do, but we want to speed up your vacation. So you can make reservation online when you pay in full. Just before your check-in day, you'll receive an email confirmation with your car pass barcode. You can go right to the gate and pick up your wristbands for the kids and go right to your site.
One thing I noticed when we checked in, which was, I've never heard it before, we were told the water pressure at your sites it's good water pressure, so make sure you have a water regulator.
Right.
That's really great advice.
80 to 100 pound water pressure, you get a great hot shower, lots of pressure, but you have to be careful at the RV.
But it's true, in new RVers we didn't have a water regulator at first. We did it.
Yeah.
They should build those things into the RVs.
They should. We are so centrally located to Boston, Cape Cod, Plymouth, Providence. We're sort of right in the middle. So you could park here for a week and go off into Boston, take the T, which is close by. You could drive down to the Cape. So it really is a nice central location. If you didn't even want to go that far, we've got Gillette Stadium and the New England Patriots that are just 4 miles up the street. But we've got the Rentham outlets that are close by, and we have Plain Ridge Casino. So you don't really have to go very far. You can just come and camp out.
And if you don't want to leave the campground,
you
have 4 pools?
We do. We have 4 swimming pools. We've got a basketball court, 2 playgrounds, 2 softball fields, volleyball, horseshoes, bocce. I could go on and on. We've got
hot tub and sauna.
Hot tub and sauna, correct. a fitness center, the heated pools. 2 of them are heated, so we have the outdoor heated pool and we've got the indoor heated pool. That's our recreation lodge. So that's where we have all our activities. It's the main hub of the park. So we'll have ice cream social like we'll have later on this afternoon. We'll have dances, anything that would go on inside where we can gather a group of people, that's where we go. We have the adult loft if you want to get away from your kids and enjoy some adult time, and the kids loft is on the opposite sides. We have got the best team members, topped 140 this season, but we really do value guest service. If you don't have your own RV and you'd like to still come camping, we have cabins, we have yurts, we have safari tents, and we have pop-ups. So you can have a different experience, whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for the glamping experience, go for the cabin and yurt because it is a hotel room inside. Air conditioning, heat, fireplace, bathroom, everything that you would have. Step outside and you can have your campfire, so it's perfect.
Really.
But you know, I do have a secret I want to let you know on.
Oh, tell us.
Okay.
After the break, we'll find out Masha's secret. And we'll also catch up with John DePietro and Jason Cole and find out about Halo's Wish.
Aquacam toss-ins. So fast and easy to use, it could seem like a game. Someone once said, the camping doesn't really start until the RV awning comes out. Whoever said that really knew what they were talking about. Carefree of Colorado, celebrating 45 years of RV awning innovation. For more information, visit our website at carefreeofcolorado.com.
I see all these signs for Halo's Wish.
Yes.
Tell me about what that organization
It's a 501c3 nonprofit organization.
Yep.
Where we raise funds throughout the year, and we grant wishes to children every fall.
We understand that fundraising goes on year-round, but how about the most heartwarming story that you can tell us about the 7 years that you've been doing this?
I have to go back to our first Halo's Wish that we granted. This young girl, Kylie, she was suffering from Stargardt disease, which is an eye disorder for juveniles. And after we sent her family to Florida, she has a small class up in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, and she held some bake sales. And the following year, she came back to us and donated all her money that she had raised to Halo's Wish so she could pay it forward.
Paying it forward.
Pay it forward. It was incredible.
And we want to say thank you to Rollin on TV for letting people all over the country know about Halo's Wish. And Jason, how about a website that they can donate to if they want to?
First of all, I want to say thank you to Rollin on TV. And if you wish to donate, go to haloswish.org.
But you know, I do have a secret I want to let you know on.
Oh, tell us.
Okay. So we are adding a new type of rental next year.
Oh.
Tiny houses.
Oh!
Yes. Yes. So we're going to be adding 1, maybe 2 tiny houses to our fleet of rentals for 2020. So if our family wants to come in and experience a tiny house, then we have that experience for them too.
Oh, that sounds like great fun.
Yeah.
Really. Speaking of getting around, you have a new way to get around, don't you?
We do. We've started renting some golf carts. It makes the ease of cars a little bit less, and some of the guests then can see more of the park if they have some physical limitations and they'd like to see, drive the 100 acres and see more of the park, then it makes it easier for them.
You have a huge dog park.
We do. 2-acre dog park. We are very pet friendly here.
Tell me about the charity.
The Jimmy Fund, yes. So back in 1983, my mother Doris had, when the campground was really starting, the recreation was really starting to boom, chose the Jimmy Fund as to be our charity of choice. And so over the years, we've run events such as ice cream socials, all our Halloweens, the hay rides, the haunted houses, casino night, things like that. And all of the money that we generate, we donate to the Jimmy Fund. And we've raised over $380,000. Every weekend is themed. We have Superhero Weekend in the summer. We have Chocolate Sweets Weekend. We have Wellness Weekend, where we'll have yoga, Tai Chi, We've got Spirit Weekend. Every weekend
that
is
sounds like
you,
fun.
oh yeah, you can come and pick and choose every weekend, and there will be something entertaining and different. This time of year especially, we'll get folks traveling across country that want to see the leaves and the foliage and things like that. It's absolutely beautiful.
And you know, the leaves don't really turn until right after Columbus Day weekend. So the
Right.
fact that you're open gives them that opportunity to really see it at peak.
Oh, and we have some beautiful foliage around the trees too.
Thank you so much, Masha.
You're welcome. I don't know what else I could say, but I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, this is just, we really
And my
appreciate
hands are
it.
cold. I need to warm them up by the
yes,
fire.
Beautiful, beautiful fire.
Nice fall day.
It is. Well, I'm going to have to check out your sweatshirts.
At Forest River, we not only build great RVs, we build award-winning RVs. Check out our complete product line at forestriverinc.com. Forest River. Begin the journey. At Norcol, we realize that some of your favorite RV destinations are off the grid. And Norcol refrigerators are uniquely designed with that RV experience in mind. We call it Freedom Unplugged. To learn more about our Norcol RV refrigerator line or to find a dealer near you, visit our website at norcol.com.
People have been climbing in and out of RVs pretty much the same way for 40 or 50 years. These collapsible fold-away steps have been kind of the de facto standard on RVs for a long time, and they work. But there is a better alternative today. Sometimes these can be a little bit on the wobbly side. You feel a little bit unsteady, especially for someone who weighs a little bit more like me. The new solution that is now on the market is a fantastic piece of gear that gives you a solid, secure way to climb in and out of an RV. It's something that the industry has needed for a long time. And let's take a closer look at it. This is the new solid step from Lippert Components. It's an entirely different concept than RV entry stairs. They're available in three different sizes, 2, 3, and 4 steps. Different widths to accommodate larger and smaller size doors, and they mount fairly easily right here on the top of the step, and we'll go through the process to show you how that works. But in the meantime, the top step is extremely wide. It's like 13 inches to give a little more stability when you make that first step into the vehicle. Each of the steps has some little traction strips to help avoid slipping, and this is a totally solid assembly that feels nothing like the old standard type steps. Plus, there are 2 adjustments on the bottom, so when you get to your campsite, you can drop the adjustable legs to be able to make the step sit level and solid on the ground. It's a really neat item, probably, in my opinion, one of the slickest additions to RV accessories to come along in a long time. And we'll show you how to install it here. Now, item number 1 is removing the old steps, if you can. In this case, the steps have been welded into place, which makes removing them all that much more difficult. The owner has decided to leave them here. So we're going to just install the other steps over the top of it. And that way, he says, if he sells the trailer later, he takes the good steps with him, and the new owner gets the old steps. Go down underneath and cut out some of the underbelly here so we can get access for putting the screws in from on top. It took some doing to gain access and cut the underbelly fabric, but we found a way. All right, we've got the underbelly cut out of the way here. Moved it back so we refasten it when we're done. We're looking straight up at the underside of the floor here where the screws are going to attach. This may be easier than we thought. Famous last words, but we'll see. With the steps resting in place, we measured the sides to ensure it was centered in the door opening. the best laid plans, as they say. Now, this particular set of steps is the 4-step unit, and that means that it's designed according to the manufacturer to fit a threshold height of 35 to 44 inches above the ground. We tried a test fit installation, and when the door swung over here, it was contacting the bottom of the door because the outside of the steps weren't down far enough to allow the plate to sit flush against the threshold. First, we removed the inside little, the little sweeping angle to allow the mounting plate to have a flat surface to mount on. And we ran the trailer up on a pair of blocks just to lift this side of the trailer a little bit to see if we can get it to fit a little better. So now we have approximately 36.5 inches to the bottom of the threshold, or the top of the threshold. So we are now within factory specs as far as the size of the height of the vehicle it's going to fit. We're going to give it a try again here and hope for the best, because trimming the bottom of the door is not an option we need to think about.
It was strictly optional, but we ground down the vertical ridge at the back of the threshold to provide more clearance for the step plate. After trimming a ½ an inch off the bottom of the screen door, which really wasn't that difficult, cut them off at an angle, screw it all back together, trim the bottom plate, pretty easy. It now fits very nicely against the top of the threshold here, does not contact the top plate on the step. And because the face of the door with the rubber seal just sits flush against the step plate, it fits just fine. We're good. Now we have the stairs temporarily, well, partially mounted. They have a hole, 2 holes in the top here. And you put a single screw in each side, and that just sort of temporarily positions it so you can lift it up and get access to the bulk of the screw mounting holes. In the meantime, we'll see if this thing fits. Manages to get in between the doors, more or less spaced right on both sides. We're not contacting our fire extinguisher here. So the next step is finish the installation. We're good. Now we come in and drill the mounting holes for the longer mounting screws, and we'll put the backing plate on the underside of the floor. Okay. Installing the mounting screws works best as a 2-person job, with one down below and another driving the screws from up top.
The latch mechanism has adjustable arms for the width, and you adjust the positioning on the latches on the ends so you can make it fit your doorway precisely. Well, it's a 2-mount operation, but once you get this step installed, what a difference. Oof. Now I'm about 260 pounds, and that thing is really solid. That feels great. And when you're ready to go, that's it. The Lippert Solid Step, definitely one of the best product investments you can make in your RV. We needed this about 40 years ago, but it's good to have it now. For more information about the Lippert Solid Step, log on to our website at rollinontv.com.
Wow, am I glad I used Aquachem. Maybe chili wasn't the best idea.
Aquachem, the most powerful odor control available, and the #1 seller for over 50 years.
Hi, I'm Mark Polk with RV Education 101, and today we're doing an RV DIY project. At a trade show we attended, I was walking through a new RV and I noticed it had a retractable screen door. The screen conveniently slides open or closed and is stored out of the way when not in use. When we returned home, I researched retractable screen doors for RVs, and today we're going to install one on our RV. Let's get started. Ever since we bought our motorhome, we have had trouble with the screen door. It didn't stay latched to the entry door when you weren't using it, and I had to replace the latch mechanism twice. You can see here it still isn't working properly now. After seeing a retractable screen door at the RV trade show, I discovered Plissé, a company that specializes in retractable screens. After more research, I was convinced Plissé was the company to do business with. The retractable screens are all custom designed and made for your application. They are affordable, and it's an easy DIY project for RV owners. Before we get to the installation, I want to briefly discuss the ordering process. The staff at Plissé was great to work with, and they had me measure everything they needed to ensure a proper fit. Based on my photos, the Plissé staff identified the need for custom spaces for my application, and after requesting more details, they were able to provide them. This saved me from trying to create my own custom parts. There is a blog article on the site that helps explain accurate measuring for your door, and you can contact Doug directly if you need assistance. Next, you place your order with free shipping, and before you know it, the retractable screen arrives by UPS. The screen is delivered in a secure box, and all the parts are clearly labeled and easy to locate. There is also a very clear set of printed installation instructions in the box. The installation is pretty straightforward, and because it was custom designed, you don't need to make any difficult adjustments or cuts to make it fit. The DIY installation involves unpacking and checking the box contents, assembling the unit, installing the unit, adjusting the tension, and installing the trim pieces. My installation also involves relocating my electric step switch so the steps operate properly. I removed the old screen door before starting on the new one. Lay the parts out on the floor or ground matching the colored dots. Insert the tension blocks in the top and bottom rails. Assemble the screen unit by pushing the rails onto the corners of the door frame and latch frame. Be careful not to pinch the tension lines between the rails and corners. Using the provided Allen wrench, slide the tension block to the arrow as shown and tighten snugly, but do not over-tighten. If you over-tighten the Allen screw, it can prevent the tension block from staying secured in the rail. Remove the packing tape and blocks from the frame side. Our door is offset, and I mentioned earlier that it requires custom spacers so the door frame aligns properly at the top and bottom. I installed the custom spacers around the door, securing it to the frame with screws. Carefully stand the assembled unit in the door opening, making sure the bottom frame is sitting on the threshold or other solid surface. Install the screws provided to secure the door frame to the door opening. Install the longer screws provided in the frame side while carefully holding the screen fabric out of the way to avoid damage. Place the hole covers in the frame. Install the handles at a comfortable height using the provided handle wrench. Some installations require a piece of plywood to adjust the step height to the bottom frame. Measure and cut as required and install the provided plywood now. Adjust the tension so the screen slides easily and the brush seal makes contact with the frame. Follow the printed instructions for proper tension adjustment. Install the dust shield in the bottom frame. You are finished. Now your retractable screen is stored out of the way when you don't want to use it, and it easily slides over when you do want to use it. Every installation will be a little different based on the configuration of the RV's entry door, but you can see how this DIY project is done. Now you can sit back and enjoy the breeze provided by your new Plissé retractable screen. For more information on retractable screens, take a minute to visit plisséscreen.com. Happy camping.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show, and for more information on anything you saw on the show, along with additional videos, stories, and RV news, visit our website at rollinontv.com. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Vimeo. As usual, this has been another fun production.
Well, we're down to the big unveiling of the 2020 RV Business RV of the Year winner, and this year the award goes to